January saw Daniel D10 Cappellaro return home to play with Cumbre in round 13. Dan has played in a range of countries across the world with his futsal, ranging from Argentina, Netherlands, Spain, England, just to name a few. With a list of achievements a mile long to his name and even his own video game character, Daniel is using his influence to change the culture of football around the world and also promote the sport of futsal. We caught up with Dan in his short stay in Perth a few weeks ago.
It's all going, mate. We're live. We're going to pull out of here and hit a car. So for sure it'll wind up on there. It'll be the main part. It'll be the start. Yeah, when I was 8 years old, as the story goes, I went on a family trip to Italy. My cousin was a professional in Serie D. He played for a team called Borgo Sesia. He also played for Biellese in C1. Yeah, we went and watched a couple of his games, and then I was hooked. I was hooked on soccer. So from the age of 9 till now, 29, I've been playing soccer, football, futsal, whatever you want to call it, 5-a-side, 11-a-side. I've been kicking a ball, and I just focused on soccer. I just wanted to play soccer. For me, it was very easy growing up. You know, my parents gave me the opportunity to do everything. I never felt like I was without anything. You know, I didn't get given everything, but to make me happy, I only needed a soccer ball. Had a big back garden, and then we had a cubby house, and underneath the cubby house was like a goal, and I'd just play there all day. I'd play there during holidays. I'd play all day. During school time, after school, I'd come back and play until it got dark, really. So, and that's what I love doing. It's just pretending to be Zinedine Zidane and pretending to be Ronaldo and Rivaldo and Danielson at the time. That's what I did. That's how I spent my afternoons after school. It's an interesting question, because obviously people say, you know, certain ability and talents you're born with. That being said, I mean, I always had a love for players that had technical skills, technical ability, and it's much down to my appreciation of technical detail in sports and in art, in music. It's what I find most attractive about the game. I always found inspiration from players that had this ability. I'd try and do the same moves, try and do the same dribble, and that's where I think it came from. You know, that's where I think all the dribbling and the skills and the tricks came from. In terms of tricks and street football, because what I did when I was younger was very different. When I was younger, obviously, I learned to catch the ball in the back of my neck. You do the rainbow, you do the Maradona turn, or the roulette as it's called. So you do these things, the basic moves, step overs and stuff like that. Cruyff turn, what else was there? Just basic stuff, really. And it wasn't until I was 17, 18 that I saw adverts, like the Nike adverts started coming out. You know, the Cage advert and adverts for Ronaldinho, Edgar Davids, and they were doing around the world, other, you know, various flicks and skills like this that were levels above what you'd been practicing previously. So I started getting into this around the world and doing freestyle soccer, and I stumbled across street soccer and the moves on the ground, and I saw that it was more game environment. It was a 3v3, it was a 2v2, right down to 1v1, and I saw the guys played futsal as well. They had futsal clips, and I'd seen these street footballers using these skills and moves in futsal matches. It started from there. You know, my practice became very solo. I'd work on these moves for ages, as well as going to club training and so forth and playing futsal. But at that time, futsal was a very social thing here in Western Australia. It was good, and then with the skills and the street football, we'd try and I just try and do one trick per game, you know. And like when I started, if I watch the videos that I did first, they're funny now, but at the time they were great. You know, at the time we thought they were amazing. So you just try and do one trick in a match, and you'd film that, and then you'd save that, and you'd go next week and you'd get another trick, and you'd just put together a highlights package. But yeah, I became obsessed with trying to use the skills in a game, and trying to do harder and harder tricks in a game. And I suppose that was always my thing. I always wanted to have quick feet, and I found that, you know, through these moves you could build up a repertoire. So yeah, and then it went from there to these highlights packages and reels I was making, there was a website from Holland that picked up one of my highlights videos called acamagazine.com. They picked up one of my videos and they put it on their website, and that's when kind of, you know, a lot of things started happening for me. So yeah, we were doing that at the time, and then this video came out on this website and I got an opportunity to go to Holland. So I went to Holland with, you know, a little bit of futsal background, but mostly it was for street football this trip. I went with a company called Masters of the Game, and I met people would probably see videos of these guys and recognize them, but they won't know their names. So I met Edward Van Gils, I met Ismail Hamdawi, Issy Hitman as he's known, who 2 years ago was playing for Inter Movistar in Spain. He's the first Dutch street soccer player to play in Spain. I met Nabil Akazal, Nabil Killer. So these guys are all their videos gone viral, you know, all their tricks, all their skills have been amazing. I stayed in Holland for maybe 4 to 5 months. It was a fairly long time really for the first time that I'd gone away by myself. I just got up and went when I was 21 or 20 years old, I think. And over there, yeah, I did the street football thing. I played loads of 1v1, as well as training with ZVV Terbeek, which is the equivalent in the Eredivisie of Ajax. So that was Amsterdam's team in the Eredivisie. So they were very good, you know, and they had a lot of street footballers there. Well, for people that are in street football scene, they're legends. You know, these people are the people who started street football and who really put it on a world stage to start with. So I met all those guys, had a great time in Holland. You know, I trained a bit of top level futsal, and then I came back to Western Australia. When I came back here, I had a sponsorship with an American company called Kaye Street Soccer, and there was ideas for me to go to America and so forth, but it kind of fell through and nothing really came about. 2011 was JJ United, and I played with Faris, and we went away to Cairns, played at Cairns, got talking to the team from Argentina, Deportivo Caseros, and then that was the next trip I made. And I went and played in Argentina for a couple of months. Came back from Argentina, FIFA Street came out. With FIFA Street, I had started a YouTube channel. Now, my YouTube channel I started back in 2006. So YouTube was very primitive at the time, and it was basically like, it was just a place where people put videos and then showed their friends, and that was it. No one really understood its marketing power and what it could do for advertising and a brand, and someone who was, you know, someone who had a skill that needed a platform in order to show it to the world. And I started putting my videos up on YouTube, and from that it just as the other social mediums came along, like Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. So because I had a MySpace to start with, I had a MySpace and I'd put tricks on it, and I had a song when you open my page as well. I think it was Straight to the Bank. You come on my page, I'm going left and straight to the bank. Ha 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 ha. That was my page, the song on my page of my MySpace. So that was cool, man. Someone should bring MySpace back. I used to like that. And by putting all this, all this kind of stuff up and people calling me D10, I had also done freestyle work and street football work, predominantly street football and ground moves demonstrations with a company called Trickstar Football, which was based in Melbourne and run by a guy called Paul Harvey. So I got involved with him by putting all of my videos and promoting my stuff on YouTube. He then contacted me, I started working for him, and then through that EA Sports contacted Paul asked about, so this is a couple of years later, asked if there was an Australian street footballer, because there's going to be one of 16 in the new EA Sports FIFA Street. And, you know, it's a lot of right place at the right time. There's a lot of street footballers out there, and especially there's a lot now in Australia, so it could have been anyone. But yeah, I was lucky. I got the opportunity, and yeah, I took it with both hands. So that's how FIFA Street came about. That's how it happened. So, and then after FIFA Street, you know, obviously Facebook became more prominent, Twitter became more prominent, Instagram came about at the end of 2012. So then I started building Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and you know, it's met its objections, and it still does. There's still people who believe that, you know, you don't need to be putting all that on there, and, you know, just let your career go as it goes. There's not much money for marketing, so who's going to market the players, you know? And I reckon everyone should market themselves and where they play and their clubs, and the people who take photos for them, you know, market their photography companies, and market the centre at where you play, and so forth, because it all helps futsal. It all helps the game. And I think if people saw it more that way, there'd be more people doing it. So due to the fact that I have, I suppose, marketing and advertising background, because I later studied that at university, I think that's what really helped me, what got me my opportunities. Because if I just left it and I just kept playing futsal, it might have gone the same way, but it may have not, you know. That's my story, and that's I think that was the defining difference, really, as to why I got the opportunities I did. It's because I wanted it, and I think people can see that in my social media. They can see that I'm not serious about what I do, but I'm focused. I have a lot of fun doing what I do, and you can't, you know, in this life, I don't think you can expect anyone to do anything for you. So do it for yourself. That's it. That's how FIFA Street came about. It's how nearly all my opportunities come about.